Here we are, the night before the solstice, 2021. Such an important date that we want to take you back. I removed my hat, okay, for this special program so that I look like the alien that we all are inside the womb. Bald head, big eyes, you know, how we all look when we originally start at becoming what we think of as humans, okay? So we're here in a very serious time, very, very serious. We've been discussing for the last 20 minutes how we're going to approach this, and we've had nothing but coherent, intelligent, not wise, but intelligent conversation, because wisdom would bring in, you know, consciousness, and we were ultimately unconscious when we started this, talking about many, many things. So those things brought me to this place where I want to pretend that we're all back inside the womb, okay? With your bald head and your big eyes. And it looks, just look at that. Compare a fetus to an alien and you've got it, you see? So we're all aliens. And then we come into this world of man, okay? And then we start stories up and we start to get them from the outer existence that's already there, you know? And we see all of these things like, you know, that we live on a spinning ball flying through space. We get that. And some of us just stick with that. And some of us get, you know, flattened out, you know, like our heads get flat, and they call us flatheads or flat earthers and stuff like that. So we just go all over the place, you know. But what we need to do is love each other, because if we want a new world, if we want a world where everyone is free from this ridiculous government, which means governed mind, which monitors and exploits and capitalizes on the idea and the ridiculous notion of lack, we're not going to get anywhere. So the flatheads and the spinning ball tards and all of us have to join together right now, here and now. And now I'll stop and hand it over to Hamid. But please don't, you know, don't flatten my head out too much, Hamid, because I love you. Where do you go?
You know, the thing is that sometimes, you know, some people can flatline when I talk about stuff. So that's okay. You know, if you want a flatline, brother, you can. I feel we are, as an imaginal cell agent of change, rainbow warrior, I've said this before, that my 50 years of life on this planet has been basically constant picking a lock in the pitch darkness that you have no idea if that door is going to open, get unlocked, let you in or not. And, you know, this has been my constant state of life, including the latest fun stuff that I'm having with my internet company again, which I'm not going to speak about right now. But the thing is that what happens is that, you know, what some of us crazy people have experienced for the last 50 years, you know, from since our birth, you know, basically 99% or whatever big percent of humans are actually feeling right now, this sort of hopelessness, this kind of fear, this kind of uncertainty. What has kept me going while knowing I'm living inside a sort of a charade of a nightmare, because it's not really a nightmare, it's a charade, a nightmare. It's what we experience right now is not really a real scary thing. It's more basically shadow of a scary monster on a wall. That's what it is. Which, you know, crazy people, globalists, you know, like me, who like the globe, or flat liners like Randall, we both know that this is a charade. But the way to survive this is having this crazy fucking trust that everything is gonna be okay and things are gonna work out. And the door that we are trying to unlock, we're trying to pick, the adventure behind it will happen no matter what. And that's something that one could call Operation Storm started happening on this planet as early as 200 years ago. And we are finally at the fruit stage of that. That even it wasn't even with the killing of President JFK, it was before that. Some say it was 200 years ago that the positive ETs started this process of what we call storm now. And when you consider that, then we are gonna have a future which is unimaginably beautiful. And it's hard to imagine that because it's as hard as with the cognitive dissonance that humans have on this planet, the same way that the Indians, or if you want to call them that, couldn't see the ships, the Spanish ships that were coming. They couldn't perceive them. Their cognitive dissonance would stop them from actually seeing a gigantic ship. And that's where we are. But our future is going to be so unimaginably beautiful, and it is going to be unimaginable.
Beautiful. Oh, so am I coordinating the show too, William, or am I just?
Sure.
I just started.
I'm taking the day off. I'm just chilling and talking when I feel like talking, and then do what you want to do. I mean, we are just for everyone's benefit. I think that the purpose of the call originally was that we were going to get together today to celebrate the eve of the solstice, the winter solstice. So, and I like what some of the things that Hamid had said, but I also could really relate to the cognitive dissonance. That's what I kind of, that popped into my face when he was talking. And I'm going, like right now, there's a lot of shit going on in my life, in my world. And it doesn't look happy. It looks gray, it looks unknown, looks dark. And I've heard a lot of and seen a lot of the things that I think Hamid has too. We've seemed to be on the same wavelength as far as the kinds of videos and things that we read and follow and listen to. And I guess I'm going through some sort of a catharsis kind of thing right now, which is kind of like all of the dark, yucky, stinky stuff that's been, deeply pushed down. Speaking of flattening down, I kind of feel like that's all coming to the surface, because there's a part of me that's saying, I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't imagine it. I've never experienced anything like that. And it's so hard for me to imagine. It's so hard for me to imagine so many different things that I've even been listening to. But at the same time, I'm excited about it. And we just, I think both Randall and I have both been hearing a lot of people, like a lot of different channels and YouTube channels and things that we've watched and heard from, and people that we follow, all basically saying that this solstice is a very important time, is a very important transition point. It sounded like, I mean, they didn't quite use that terminology, but that's kind of what it felt like to me. And I was hearing it over again, and not just in like the spiritual circles, or not just in a certain area, but I was like people who talk about aliens, and then people who talk about spirituality, and then people who talk about what's going on with the whole US political situation, and the messages are starting to, like come together. And even though on the exterior, from what I can see and what I think most of mankind can see, you're going, none of it seems to make sense. It doesn't compute, doesn't comprehend, doesn't match up with what I'm hearing versus what I'm feeling. So it's a confusing time. It's a time of deep anger and frustrations for me personally, as I've been dealing with some rule changes going on in one of my businesses that I talked about in the Journey to Service show. And every time I'm dealing with those people right now, it's just bringing up anger inside of me like nobody's business. And you know, as much as I hate it, I also underneath feel like it's needed, it's necessary, it's something that needs to come up. So that's where I'm at heading into the solstice. I don't know if anyone feels inspired to share anything from there, but I want to pop that in
Yes.
on top of
I
Hamid's
can-
comments.
I'd like to ask you a question, William. Since I'm kind of coordinating the show today, I can't see Anya, whether she's on or not. So if she comes on, then we'll go to her. But in the meantime, when you were born, did you have hair or did you not? Like when you came out of the womb?
I actually don't know. There were no
Do you
pictures.
remember?
No, I don't remember anything prior to the age of 6. So it's just a dark area for me. I suspect I probably didn't, but I was a late child. Like I came a week later than I was expected to be. Kind of like the womb. It was pretty comfortable. And I guess I must have known what I was getting myself into in this life. And I said, no, I want to stay here.
So,
I just, sorry.
well, it's just an important question for me because, you know, sorry, I just have a couple peanuts that I can't stop. Once I get going, like, oh my God. But I'll put them to rest, put those back in the bag. But the thing is, you know, there are oodles of people. Like that's why we only attracted 3, 4 to our show with Anya. Because everybody's got a process going on this solstice. And every one of them is gonna be in a very unique perspective, right? So the unique perspective of this show, and I intend to draw it back because it's just somehow in my brain right now, is to have some fucking fun. And I'm sorry if that turns you off. You can click and go to another solstice meeting if you want right now. Way you go, because we're here to enjoy this transition, this ascension that is happening, and there's no fucking doubt about it.
Well, I'm
And
stuck
there's
with
more
you
than
then.
100.
I'm stuck with you then because I'm the guy who's recording this damn thing and I started with the Zoom call. So I'm here, whether you like me or not. I guess I could either be the Charlie Brown or the sad sack, or I can just jump on board and have fun with you. How about that?
I like the last one. And you know, it's just one of those times when, you know, I was watching one this afternoon. They said, when we get to 144,000 people subscribed, like there's rules there. Like, fuck, go for 1 million, you know, get 2 billion, like Rick Jewers says. Come on, all we need is 2 billion and we got this thing. It's like, all it takes is one.
We got
you know?
3 now. We got 3
That's
now.
What's the little verse in the Bible? When 2 come together, you can create whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't remember the words. I'm kind of like George Bush when it comes to quotes. You know, I get mixed up. George Bush Jr. That is. George Bush Sr. That was a fucking weirdo. But
Actually,
George Bush Jr.
The guy's last name is Sheriff.
Right.
Who said that?
Yeah. I don't know. It's Hamid. He's in the background.
It's his last name is Bush's last name is actually Sheriff.
Right. But I love George. You know, when he ducked that shoe, remember in Iran, when that guy
it was Iraq, man.
Iraq, when that guy threw that shoe at George and he like ducked like that and then the big grin on his face. I watched that video, I'll bet you 1,566 times already, you know, and I just love it. Every time I watch that, it's like, oh, go Georgie. Like Georgie was just a weird little duck, but he just followed rules, you know. But he could have been like, you know, Saturday Night Live all by himself. I loved him. So Anya, could you please jump in and save us? Or do you have something that you can offer here in terms of consciousness and love and light?
No, because it's the dark night of the soul. It's the winter solstice, the longest night, the shortest day. Like what possibly illuminating can be about that?
We're pooping on your parade, Randall. Come on, we're not, we're crashing and failing here.
So I wanted to say something because I didn't want to say this, but when William talked about his businesses, I just wanted to give a 1 minute situation update of my internet. So am I right now? I am sort of, my video is okay, right? Anyways, so
Yes.
what happened to my magnificent company that I'm going to call them so everybody knows their name is Telmex, so that you can use them, like everybody should use them. A week ago, my internet that I pay for 150 megabytes went to 5 megabytes per second. And then I called them and they said, well, let's us look at this, and in 3 days we'll tell you. And he wouldn't tell me we'll fix it. They said in 3 days we will tell you. And then in 3 days I called them and they said, well, we will fix it tomorrow. And then I called them tomorrow, they didn't fix it. So it's been a week. And so now I am basically surrendered to that. I have no idea when I actually would have even more than 5 megabyte speed. Well, I'm living in the middle of downtown of our city where all the other houses next to us, and I live in a brand new place. So the way Matrix likes to place with some of us and do really, 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 really petty things, because it does petty things because it goes for your Achilles heel. If you watch the second season of Witcher, there is a monster there. I mean, the series is amazing. There's a monster there who revels on people's pain and suffering. And the more she eats this, the more she, is energized. And that's what we have in Matrix. It finds your Achilles heel. It doesn't matter whatever the fuck that is you're strong at, it doesn't care. It finds that one little thing that destroys you and pins it.
Okay. Listen, since I'm the chairman of this show today, raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my
favorite things.
Come on, next verse. It's your turn. You have to take
I don't know the second verse.
Oh, come on. Anya?
No idea. I never heard this.
Never heard it. Has nobody heard the sound of music?
You sing the song. One thing that you don't know, maybe you do know, maybe I have told you, maybe you don't know, is that there are certain songs that when I was at the darkest parts of my life, that I was crashing and burning and I had no idea, something would start playing in my head. And this song was one of them. When I was really having a horrible day or week or month, this song started playing in my head. And when I went and looked at it, I couldn't stop crying. Because what makes us miserable is wanting that big mansion or second promotion or supermodel wife or whatever the fuck it is that we want. But when we can find the beauty of the small wonders in life, that's happiness. And that song has tremendous amount of wisdom. Just tremendous.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know that's not why you said it, but hey.
Hey, it worked.
Was Doris Day's Que Sera Sera on that list, Hamid?
No.
Okay.
No, it was, it's funny, the last one that came to me was 100% Pure Love, which is not exactly there, but it's kind of connected. And also one that Gene Decode brought actually, was it Gene Decode or no, I think it was Alex Collier, was my guitar, my whisper guitar. What is that one?
My guitar gently weeps.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
beautiful
that
song.
one, Alex said, that's basically giving us the whole thing. It's like how you are used and sold, and it's basically telling the human story.
You talked about Imagine yesterday in your Facebook post too.
Yes, and I responded to you. It was beautiful what you did. It was good. And yeah, the thing is that I don't know if you know, actually, so it's interesting because these songs have a lot of them have extremely deep meanings. And so Imagine, of course, I don't know if you remember this, but Imagine was a song that I kind of started playing in my head when America invaded Iraq, when I had been going to the peace protests in San Francisco for weeks. And we thought America would not invade Iraq. And then I was extremely sad. And then I came and this song started playing in my head. And when I read the lyrics of Imagine, I wept. I listened to it like 30 times and I wept. So that's on one side, right? But then on the other side, we have super fucking dark stuff, right? Which is, guess what? One of my favorite songs of all time is one of the darkest songs of all time, Hotel California. Hotel California by Egos is an incredibly dark song. And I made a YouTube video before YouTube deplatformed me, and I still have it somewhere, where we talk about, we go through every single line of this song, and it's all about Pizzagate, every single line of it.
Oh. You know, the interesting thing that I thought about came yesterday. That song came into my mentality yesterday, into my consciousness. I think it was actually an Alex Collier clip, like a 2-minute video. He's been putting out a few lately. And somebody said in the conversation, you know, you can, something to the effect that very similar to the lyrics in the Hotel California song, you can check out anytime you like.
Yeah.
But you can never leave.
Yeah.
And
Precisely.
that
there are
just
so
ironic.
many lyrics like that. There are so many things in that song. The first time I got a hint of it was Hotel California was by Puff Daddy. You know, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, he actually made a thing that in Hotel California, if you check it out, everything is there. And I looked at it, William, I will find my video and I'll send it to you, or I'll put it on Rumble or something, because I go through it and I say every single line, because we sat with Nadia and I kind of went through it and looked at the story and saw what it is. It's an incredibly dark story.
You mentioned.
Okay.
He doesn't want to go there.
We're all gonna pick a song now, and you can either hum it, just a few lines. You don't have to sing it if you don't want, but each of us are gonna go around the circle and sing just a few lines or hum a few lines of a song. And if you don't want to participate, just say, "Shut the fuck up, Randy. I don't want to do that." But I'll start with Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Every morning you greet me, strong and wise. I had a little break because I had a peanut in my throat. Clear and bright. I'll forget the rest. So, okay, who's next?
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
I'm out. No way. No way. I'm not here for this. Like, no.
How about
Are
a
you-
poem? You know any good poems? Or
Are you folding? Are you folding? Or are you calling?
Mm-mm. No, but recently I because of my issues with the voice that I've been having since I got sick. And I actually went once to a voice coach, right? The lady who is she teaches actors how to sing and how to speak. But she's also a doctor, the doctor from the speech, right? And interestingly enough, during this workshop, it was 2 days workshop, and we were working on muscles, on not only these muscles, all over the body. My voice started to sound so differently. But I somehow I cannot recreate it again. And recently I read a post about how our freedom of expression is connected to voice and to our throat muscles, and in moments like this, or in moments when someone unexpectedly asks me to speak publicly, it's like this memory of trauma, like when I freeze, right? And like if it was a couple of years ago, I would probably like literally lock myself out of here without even saying anything. But what I want to say that I'm just not there yet about singing, and like speaking publicly is a huge thing for me. But when it comes to singing, I sometimes sing with my friends in the car. I come along, but like no, then still the reminiscences of trauma and shame and everything associated with that, it's somehow still there. And like I don't think like you're not gonna get me to sing like here right now. No way. Sorry. Sorry guys.
Well, listen, you know, of all the people that came on this channel in the last year, because we started and there's probably 20 on our list or something like that, I think.
Yep.
But personally, there's nobody I sit on the edge of my seat and listen to more for these profound and wise statements than Anya. Like, honest to God, I get more emotion out of the words that you share with us about your what do you call it, you know, near-death experience. There's a word for that or whatever, and some of the other things that you've shared with us. My God, you know, like, so singing is fun and it's whatever, you know, like, it's just, I'm a fucking shitty singer and I know that, and I mean, but it's like any kind of emotions, we don't need to use words. Like, for instance, when I was training with Grantham Taylor Hughes, and now I'm dealing with another young fellow, Martin McNichols, and he speaks light language. I don't know what the fuck that is, you know, like they just start yattering, you know, like, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And that resonance and vibration coming from the throat, I don't care if it's in tune or if it's strange or whatever, but man, it makes me feel good, you know, like it just, and it's like listening to Anya, like when she starts to speak, I'm listening for that emotion, you know, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter what the words are or anything. And I mean, like I say, in the last year, from all the people, I just sit on the edge of my seat when Anya starts to speak, because it's so special to me. And honest to God, I'm just telling the truth. So
He's not alone. He's not alone.
Thank you.
Guys, you make me like so emotional right now.
That's okay.
So I just wanted to say, Randall, since you wanted to have fun, I want to suggest something.
Sure.
William would be aware of what I would want to suggest to have fun. And Randall, you don't have to even do anything because you are a character. Everything you do is a character. You're not like a human being, you're more of a character.
Thank you, I
So-
guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So the funnest thing that I do in my life, I've been doing it forever, and we do it with Nadia, and it's our main thing, is improv theater. We can do a tiny scene of improv right now.
Yes.
And
Sure.
as I said, Randall is already a character. He doesn't even have to play a character. So, Junior, your father has been telling me you have had your head filled with this flat earth stuff. What is that about, Junior?
You talking to me or the other junior?
I am talking to you, Junior. The other one, his name is Carrot Top. You're Junior.
Okay.
So, yes.
What was the
Your
question?
head is full of this flat something crap, Junior. What is going on? Who's been telling you these lies?
Well, I was in a boat with these other guys, and we went out in the ocean, and we were watching the Truman Show earlier. So we thought, if we just keep going, we're gonna.
Junior, this is your problem. You are too fact-based. We are talking here about our little farm. Okay, Junior?
I know, but let me finish. We were in this boat and we were watching the Truman Show, and we thought we'll just bump into the edge. And son of a bitch, we started to go over the edge. So then I came back and I said, okay, it's flat, but that's how it started.
That's why he was scared of the water. He never wanted to go back again because he was afraid
And
of going over the edge.
You took him there, Carrot Head. I told you not to take this Junior. He's impressionable. I told you, but you took him anyway.
I'm only traumatized for life. That's all.
What about him? What about my grandson? He lost the little bit of intelligence he had during this, Carrot Head, because you caused this, Carrot Head.
No, it
You
was,
did.
listen, when I got back, somebody showed me pictures on the web about an ice wall, but I must have missed that part. I was going over the edge. There was an ice wall, but it didn't go around that part that I was on. So don't blame me.
Carrot Head, you are responsible for Junior. What did you do to him? Why didn't you take care of my grandson, Carrot Head? That was one job you had. Carrot Head, one job.
I'm not Carrot Head. That's the other guy.
Oh,
I am talking to Carrot Head and he's just moping there.
you're
This is
Carrot Head.
why
I'm Junior.
your third wife left you, Carrot Head. This is why she left you, because you didn't argue back.
I never had a third wife. I had a second wife and a fourth wife. I didn't
Carrot
have
Head, you see, every time I talk to you, Junior thinks I'm talking to him. This boy is brain damaged.
I'm definitely
Well, if I'd have
traumatized
had a-
now.
If I'd have had a third wife, I probably would have been brain damaged
Carrot
worse.
Head had three wives. What did you say, Carrot Head? Carrot Head, I didn't hear you.
Okay. Am I Carrot Head? I'm so confused. I'm traumatized.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what's going on.
You guys are, well, because Randall keeps changing, right? First I said Junior, and then I was talking, you said, am I Junior? I said, yes, you are. And then Randall started talking. So I'm like, okay, fine. Randall is Junior, you're Carrot Head, but then Randall became Carrot Head. So
Yep.
he's like,
Yeah,
But
you
I've been
had-
hanging around. I've been hanging around with the elites, so I can shapeshift. So watch out.
no, you actually did shapeshift, because in improv, when you put the hat on, and then when you take the hat off, you're two different personas.
Mm.
Oh, got it.
So
Okay,
Of course, I
We're
didn't
gonna
bring a hat
lose-
today.
we're gonna lose Anya if we don't get, back on track here a little bit.
Do we have a track?
we
Is
had
there
a track. We
I
had actually a track.
do. I feel so exposed that you're traumatizing me right now.
That word isn't allowed on this show either. Come on.
Actually, that reminds me of the scene in Matrix 4 in trailer. Neo tells the agents, like, oh, he tells the psychologist, am I going crazy? And he looks at him like, we don't use that word here. So we don't use the word traumatized, Anya. We use gently handled, not trauma. Gently.
Divinely poked.
Divinely fought, yes. Divinely fought or gently handled or, meticulously screwed.
As long as we're not mind fucked.
Oh, man.
We left that up to Joe Biden and Pierre Trudeau. Or no, Justin Trudeau. Okay, we're getting close to an hour, so I'm gonna suggest
Are you serious?
that we go around the circle and wish everyone in their world, whatever world that is, the best blessings that we can give them. And yeah, so we'll start with, I don't know, William, would you like to start?
Well, for those people watching us out there, just be really, really glad you're not in our world right now, because it makes no sense at all. So many blessings to you for being in the world of sanity, and may you find your way in whatever way you need. And many blessings to you. I pass the buck.
So I would say, if you're crazy enough or strange enough or I don't know, something enough to have actually watched this video till now, I don't know what to tell you, but thank you, I guess, for not having smashed your monitor or looked for Randall's email information to spam him or flame him. Having said that, maybe send Randall more peanuts so he can have during hosting the show. But on a serious matter, life is too short to take seriously. You live only once, well, sort of, except you're immortal. And it's been fun. See you in 2022 if you're crazy enough to want to come back for more of this.
Can you offer us some gentle wisdom, darling Anya?
Gentle wisdom. Take it easy, everyone, because we're going through the dark night of the year. It's difficult time for many people for many reasons, but astrologically it's very intense. We are just past the eclipse season. We just experienced the full moon this weekend. Venus is going retrograde, and Venus is conjunct Pluto. So Venus is, during this Christmas time, is gonna put in check all our relationships with other people. So remember not to steer the thought. If some shit comes up during Christmas, remember that it's difficult. Like most of the people are not aware of the energies around us. But if you believe a little bit in astrology, remember that it's not them, it's not you, it's this shit show that's going all around us. Mars in Sagittarius doesn't help either because it's explosive. So all these placements right now are very, very, I would say we should be very mindful of how to handle our relationships with other people and the world. So if any words of wisdom I can give, it's like, take it easy. We're gonna get through this. Venus is retrograding until the end of the January, but it's this dark night, this 2 weeks until the New Year's. That's gonna be the most difficult. And remember, Christmas is a fake holiday. So it's been imposed on us, on our original calendar that's been based on sun and moon. So don't fall for the illusion that you have to do anything that the corrupt social regulations tell you to do. Don't go head over heels. Like, just take it easy, people. And many blessings, and that's it from me.
Awesome. Thank you, my dear. Yeah, it is a fake holiday, and it's it's all based on this government process, controlling the minds of the people with that bloody television. So don't go to that looniverse, folks. Just keep following us. We'll lead you. We'll lead you through the ocean. Hamid will part the ocean because he's kind of part Iranian, so he can do that. He can part the Red Sea if you ask him to. Like, so let's stay on here, but you can stop the video anytime.
Happy Frank holidays.
What's that?
Happy Frank holidays.
Joy to the world, the holiday has come. Let earth receive her gifts.
Did Hamid leave?
No, he just wanted to disassociate himself from this bunch.
Okay. For you, Hamid, with peace, harmony, love, abundance, and freedom for everyone and everything every day on our minds. Abundance, sovereignty, health, love, and euphoria. Bye.
Just remember, guys, follow us even if you watch this video. Bye.
Despite watching it.